Hi, madam. I'm Roshni Tamasalvan. I would like to start off my presentation by introducing performance management and performance appraisal. So basically, performance management is a goal-oriented process direct forward ensuring that organizational processes are in a place of maximize the productivity of employees, team, and ultimately the organization. It is a major player in accomplishing the organizational strategy in that it involves measuring and improving the value of the workforce. As well, all know performance management systems are one of the major focuses in business today. Although the HR function contribute to the performance management, training and performance appraisal play more significant role. Performance appraisal is a formal system of review and evaluation of individual team tasks performance. Performance appraisal across at uh, specific time. Performance management is a dynamic, ongoing, continuous process. Therefore, performance management and performance appraisal relationship between managers and employees are also at risk under performance management system. So next, I will pass to my friend to.
Hi, madam. My name is Nur Aisha Balkis. So I'm gonna explain about concept, performance management, and performance appraisal. Okay, performance management definition is performance management is the process of continuous feedback and communication between managers and their employees to ensure the achievement of the strategic objectives of their organization. And concept of performance management can be defined as a strategic and integrated approach to sustain success to organization SDC by improving their performance of the people who work in them and by developing the capabilities of teams and individual contributors. Process of performance management. Number one is planning. So this stage entails setting employees' goals and communicating these goals with them, while these goals should be disclosed in the job description to attract quality candidates. They should be communicated once again when the candidate becomes a new hire. It's depending on the performance management process in organization. Number two is monitoring. In this phase, managers are required to monitor the employees' performance on the goal. This is where continuous performance management comes into the picture. And number three, developing. This phase includes using the data obtained during the monitoring phase to improve the performance of employees. Number four, rating. Each employee's performance must be rated periodically and then at the time of the performance appraisals. Okay, number five, rewarding. Recognizing and rewarding good performance is essential to the performance management process as well as an important part of employee engagement. Okay. Functions of performance management is planning, to plan the goals and strategies, organizing, set all resources into implementation of plans, controlling, monitor and evaluate performance, lead employees from the front. Okay, performance management training objectives is to develop the skills required by managers to effectively manage their direct reports to achieving their business objectives, to familiarize managers with the tools required for performance management, and lastly, to improve performance and productivity. Okay, training program content. The planning process starting with the relevance of vision, mission, values, and the strategic plan. Ongoing accountability and managing ongoing performance. And managing relationships with emotional intelligence, coaching for performance, conducting the performance evaluation, appraisal. Okay, definition performance of appraisal is according to Edwin B. Flipper. Performance appraisal is a systematic, periodic, and so far as humanly possible and impartial rating of an job to his potentialities for a better job. Concept of performance appraisal is the systematic evaluation of employees with respect to their performance on their job and their potential for development. A performance appraisal is an evaluation done on an employee's job performance over a specific period of time. Performance appraisal process. First is establishing performance standards. Second, communicating the standards. Third, measuring the actual performance. Fourth, comparing actual performance with desired performance. Fifth, discussing results. And sixth, decision making. Okay, functions of performance appraisal. Develop clear role definitions, expectations, and goals. Increase employee engagement, develop managerial leadership and coaching skills, boost productivity through improved performance, and develop a performance reward program that can incentives accomplishment. Okay, training of performance appraisal. Analyze your employees' dedication, competence, reliability, and potential for investment.
Madam, my name is Chinwe. I'm in charge of the issue. The first issue is buyers can manipulate the objective of appraisal, hence it's important to ensure that we pay off as much as possible. And it will not be proper to use feeling in making overview judgments. It's far unprofessional. Second is manager are unfamiliar with the worker. Manager may be unsure about whether to concentrate the post-merger work or the entire year after a merger. As a result, some manager will provide feedback that is extremely vague due to lack of understanding of the worker and in order not to offend anyone. Third one is poor communication. Poor communication can result in a variety of issues. Poor communication may include meetings that are ineffective and deviate from the topic, poorly written email which will confuse the worker and result in lack of action. The instruction given from manager or team leader is not clear and so on. The effect of poor communication are varied. Worker may not complete the task or mission they were assigned to them due to the confusing instruction. The fourth is employee doesn't trust the process. Employees are able to identify their working performance from performer appraisal. Employee frequently has trouble to understand how they are graded. If they feel the rating method is unfair or confusing, it's likely they will support the process, which will probably affect other problems. Fifth is stereotyping. Stereotyping is similar with bias. The stereotyping is mentally classify a person in a definitive group and then identify the person as having the same assumed characteristic as the group. Stereotyping is quite an issue when evaluating an employee performance. It may lead to an overly simplistic perspective of a person and may blur the greater impression and evaluation of the person's performance in their position. The sixth is time consuming. A performance report for each employee is responsible by every manager or supervisor. He or she is needed to complete an evaluation from each employee and record their working performance. This process is very time consuming and sometimes can be overwhelming to manager with many employees. Some managers were responsible to do an annual performance appraisal over on hundreds of employees, but the entire process can be waste of time if not done properly. Number 7 is internal competition between employees. Employees may start an unhealthy compete with each other for the sake of working performance, pay, promotion, and so on. It's not a pleasant working environment if the employee keep on an unhealthy compete with each other. Number 8 is unclear career goals. A key factor in employee retention is career goal and advancement. Especially for the startup company, this is a particular fascinating and challenging subject. If they not have established specific goal and the employee will have no idea whether they accomplish their task or not. Number 9 is change of management. In today's quick changing business environment, change within a company is inevitable. This shift may be structural, economic, geographical, managerial, procedural, or technological, with the latter having the most impact and presenting the greatest challenge to HR. During time of change, HR face significant challenges such as decreased employee morale and satisfaction, self-doubt, attrition, and so on. Employee inability to adjust to change may result in the downfall or failure of an organization due to the rapid pace of business operation and lack of time of performance alignment, performance management, and the related next steps, such as performance improvement plans, are becoming more challenging. Lastly, working environment. The purpose of performing management is to foster an atmosphere where employees may work to their full potential and produce the highest quality work most effectively and efficiently. Uncomfortable and toxic working environment will lead employees become demotivation and be interest in working, which will lead to the phenomena of poor working performance. I will pass to the next part to my friend.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nuashini Paramachibam. My part of this assignment is consequence of issues. Today, I'm going to explain about the consequence of issues. The first issues affected by the HR management is poor communication. The consequences are this can lower morale and the motivation to perform well and leading to a less productive workforce. Then it is also impact on time delivery of project which can tarnish a business reputation. The next issues are time consuming. They are positive consequence of time consuming. From the time consuming, it can reduce stress. If we apply more time, that management can achieve better result and less stress. Then the time consuming can reduce the hesitation it get to time for predict result and control the situations. Next issues is working environment. The consequences are physical aspects of a workplace environment have a direct impact on the employees' productivity, health and safety, comfort concentration, job satisfaction, and the moral. The next issue is bias. When the unconscious bias is not addressed, it affects the moral and the overall experience of the workers. They can influence actions and decisions as whom we hire or promote, how we interact with persons of particular group, what advice we consider, and how we conduct performance evaluations. The next is stereotyping. The effect are negative labels. It can also lead and contribute to bullying and treating others with respect. The results showed people were more likely to be aggressive after they were stereotyped. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patricia, and my part from this assignment is segregation for issues of performance management and performance appraisal. For number 1, issues bias. Bias is the action of supporting or opposing a particular person. There's few ways to reduce the bias issue. For example, train employees to identify and combat bias. Unconscious bias trainings are an organizational strategy that HR teams can roll out annually for employees across the company. For second issues, managers are unfamiliar with the worker. Managers that are unfamiliar with the worker will cause difficulty in the workplace. From my opinion, I think to reduce this issue in the workplace, we can try to manage employee relation. For example, speak to workers. Employees are not just there to do their work and leave. They are individuals and should be treated nicely. The HR should organize team building program, which is any activity that bring workers and managers together. For third issues, poor communication. Communication is the most important thing in the workplace in order to have a successful company. Poor communication will give negative impact in the workplace. How to reduce these issues is establish clear guidelines such as optimizing workplace communication is to ensure that everyone is on the same page. As with most workplace norms, this is something that established members of your team may simply take for granted and expect new members to pick up and follow automatically. For the fourth issues, employees don't trust the process in workplace. All employers and trust on each other in order to make the communication and work process run smoothly. There are so many ways to build trust in the workplace, such as create a better company culture with open and transparent employee communication. In this situation, there will increase employee engagement, stronger company culture, and transparent employees to freely communicate. For the fifth issues, stereotyping. It's not fair to stereotype a whole group of people based on person, one person you don't like, and also believe unfairly that all people or things with a particular characteristic are the same. This issue can give a negative impact in the workplace, for example, conflict and low morale. How to overcome this issue is we need to get to know who appear different from you and educate yourself about different cultures and groups. For the sixth issue is time consuming. While time management will improve efficiency, be more productive, and will deliver better work by create a daily schedule and assign time limits to tasks, it will help overcome time consuming so that manager who were responsible to do an annual performance appraisal on hundreds of employees will run smoothly without time consuming and also reduce waste of time. For the seven issues, internal competition between employees, unhealthy competition puts a disproportionate amount of emphasis on the outcome rather than valuing the process. On the other hand, negative competition can elicit a sense of fear in employees who can feel treated or pressured in unhealthy ways. In order to overcome this issue, they need to analyze what caused the competitiveness and also focus on self-improvement. For the issue, unclear career goal, unrealistic and unclear goals, create a culture of dissatisfaction and disengagement amongst the workforce. Understand the difference between goals and objectives and try to get ahead of assumption or miscommunication will help to overcome the issue. Besides, they also need to establish clear deadlines and rules for project members to overcome this issue. For the secondless issue, change management, it can affect job certification, moral, physical, and mental health. There's a risk you could lose your best people. Change management is never easy. How to overcome this issue is overcome opposition. Regardless of how well companies manage a change, there is always going to be resistance. For the last issue, working environment, this environment can result in lower morale, higher turnover, reduced productivity, low work quality, and physical symptoms. Unsafe working conditions can have an enormous effect both financially and emotionally. The pain, suffering, and possible death that come as a result of such accident place a heavy burden on families and community. In order to overcome this issue, is to be nice to everyone, even toxic coworkers.
So, in conclusion, performance management system can only be realized by a good communication plan, which is demonstrate the purpose of the system, how the employees will benefit, clarify on job responsibility, standard, and also goal, and most important importantly, how the employees and the organization will be benefited. And it's not only about the employees' performance with the reward or punishment and has an outcome of the system, but it's also to eat the overall journey. That's all from us. Thank you.